Today's episode of the Dog Training Revolution is sponsored by petflow.com/ZachGeorge. This video is going to be action-packed. I'm going to show you 2 simple things that you can do that will make even the most excited dog want to listen to you when your friends, family, and guests come over. Click thumbs up for Roux, the Border Collie. She really is amazing. Also, make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you see all of my future dog training videos, which are always fun and always free. Today, in less than 30 seconds, I'm going to show you how to eliminate the chore of ever having to go out and get dog food again. Watch how user-friendly this is. Go to petflow.com/ZachGeorge and create an account. Choose whether or not you have a dog or a cat. You can always add another product later though. Choose your brand of dog food, tell Petflow where you'd like them to send the food and how you'd like to pay them, then select the auto ship option and how frequently you would like your food delivered. And don't forget to enter code ZACH20 when you check out. You'll get 20% off of your first order. Now you can edit or cancel this at any time for any reason at all. And remember that when you get your dog food from petflow.com/ZachGeorge, you're not just adding convenience to your life, but you're helping change the way people teach dogs. Now, let's go meet Roux, the Border Collie, and her mom, Anna. How long have you had Roux?
I got Roux 3 months ago, so she is now a 5-month-old puppy.
Oh, wow. Okay, so how do you feel about your current communication with her? Do you feel like you guys get each other?
I think we do. We have a pretty good connection.
Does she listen well when it's just the 2 of you without distractions?
She does. She can be distracted by a leaf blowing across the yard just as easily as a guest that comes to the door. She's going to listen to what she's most interested in.
She's so social and interactive. Look at her. She just wants to be with us. Why don't you show me what you have taught Roux so far in terms of basic obedience?
Okay. Roux, sit. Yes.
She did it the first time. That's wonderful.
Roux, down. Down.
She's thinking about it. Look at her. She got a little distracted.
Down, Roux.
It's a distracting situation. That's understandable. That's what you were talking about, isn't it? That when she's a little distracted, she's less likely.
Roux, down.
Yes. There you go. Good job.
Roux, stay. Yes. Stay. Good girl, come.
Nice. I think you're well on your way to having her behave perfectly around people. There's a couple of things we have to tighten up, but that's what I'm here for. If you're serious about getting your dog to listen to you and understand new concepts, it's important to get that initial layer of energy out of them. Dogs like Roux are very, very smart and very energetic, and they will comprehend new concepts a lot easier after they've been exercised a little bit. You'll want to do this both before primary training sessions and just prior to guests arriving at your house. And I know her fetch is kind of intermittent right now, is that right?
She will go get it, and she may or may not bring it back.
Makes sense, perfect sense. That's all normal. Fetch is generally the most efficient way to exercise a dog in about 20 minutes or so, but since Roux is only 5 months old, she doesn't quite have the fundamentals of fetch down yet, so we can't rely on that to exercise her. The next best thing to do is to do a mini fetch training session, which I'll cover in just a minute, followed by a significant walk. This might make your dog just manageable enough to work with. Mini fetch is where you teach your dog the basic concepts, the fundamentals of fetch. It's very important to do that first before you just go outside, toss a ball 20 yards and hope that they bring it back. We want to focus on teaching a dog how to chase the item, get the item, bring the item back, let go of the item instantly, and repeat that process. They'll need to understand the rules of the game of fetch before we can expect them to do a real focused, energy-releasing game of fetch. And for that reason, you need a lot of repetitions. By doing your fetch training sessions in a small confined area like this, you're going to get many more repetitions in, which will get you to where you want to be much faster. Let's give it a shot. Right now, I'm just focused on getting her really into the toy. That's the first step of mini fetch. Step 2 is teaching them to play tug and let go. Remember, fetch training starts with let go, not throwing it like many people think. To teach your dog to let go, it's as simple as making the game boring, waiting when she lets go. I'm just gonna wait, making it uninteresting. Yes, good. But did you notice what I did right after she let go? I threw it to her, as if to say, hey, you can have it right back. But remember, we're in a confined area, so now I'm in a position to reignite the game of tug of war. Get it. Okay, let go. Yes, good. Just throwing it a few feet there. Come on, yes, good girl. Really good. You know what? She thought about veering off there. So what I'm gonna do, and this will come in handy later, is I'm gonna put her on leash. That's a fantastic way to control the environment with a young dog that doesn't know all the rules yet. Good, and see, I can reel her in or encourage her to come back with the leash on her a little bit easier, and she can't run away from me. Very good. Good job. Look at this. Nice. She's doing a great job. This is how fetch training should initially look. See, if you just go straight outside, your dog's likely to get very distracted. Let go. Yes, that was a perfect let go. Ready? Go. Get it. Nice job. So she's chasing it, she's picking it up, and now bringing it back is one of her weak points. Let's see if we can get her to do that. I'll be calling her excitedly to try and get her to bring it back. Good, I'll take that. And rather than just pull it out of her mouth, I want to make sure that I play a little bit of tug of war with her to let her know that I'm still fun and that I'm going to keep the game going. Good girl. See this? This is a complete game of fetch. It's just in a smaller area and a less distracting environment than outside. It's very normal for it to take several weeks to transition this little game into a proper game of fetch in the backyard. So don't be discouraged if your dog doesn't want to play fetch perfectly when you do this outside. For a more detailed video on teaching your dog how to play fetch outside, I'll have a link in the description. Now, if your dog isn't the type of dog that likes fetch or they're still learning fetch, then a very significant walk before people come over will make things a lot easier for you. Keep in mind that when you do interact with your dog, when you have people or friends or family over, that you want to give them your undivided attention, your dog that is. I can understand that you might want to visit with your company, so if you're not prepared to train your dog during those moments, it might be a good idea to have your dog in another room, and then once everyone gets settled, bring your dog back out and give them the attention they need. Our next order of business is to teach Roux how to come when called while in an excited state. This will be a little bit more challenging. Essentially what we're doing is proofing our communication. That is teaching her to listen under a variety of different circumstances. Let's have a quick review on come when called. Number one, make sure you're calling your dog in a really enthusiastic voice. Make sure that when you're practicing come when called that you're in a safe environment and you're in a position to actually get to your dog if they end up not listening to you. But perhaps most important, when your dog does come to you, make sure you reward big. I'm gonna try and be really interesting to Roux. Now your challenge, Anna, is going to be to try and get Roux to come to you, no matter how exciting I am, because ultimately, if you have a guest over, you want to be able to say, hey, Roux, come here. I don't care if you're interested in having a good time. I want you to behave. We'll play later. That's the type of thing we have to prepare our dogs for. So I'm getting Roux really, really excited here, and I want you to see if you can get Roux to come to you. And if she does, reward her huge, especially if she abandons this fun game.
Roux, come.
What?
Good girl.
Are you serious?
Good girl.
That was fantastic. Now let's make it a little bit more challenging and see how she does with food. If I got a piece of chicken right here, naturally she's gonna wanna stay with me, but can you get her to come to you while this chicken is right here? I'm even giving her a little bit here.
Come. Yes, good girl.
If your dog doesn't come to you in that situation, you can lure them back to the point where you were calling them with a treat. That would also be a good way to enforce come when called.
Good girl.
That's good. I tried to really make it extra hard for her there, but she listened to you, and that's a testament to your very strong bond that you have with her. And this is what it means to teach a dog without force and to really teach them to originate the behavior from the inside outward. That was fantastic. There was no leash jerking, no pulling. You communicated with her and made it worth her while to do it. If that was not successful, you would pick up the leash and bring them back to the point from where you called them. Roux, come on. What's this? What's that?
Roux, come. Roux.
What is this? That's good.
Roux, come.
All right, good. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you fight fire with fire right there. She wants to play, so you use this as a currency to motivate her. That's a good idea. If you think Roux did really well today, give her a big thumbs up. Remember, the Dog Training Revolution is the only crowdfunded dog training show on YouTube. So if you want to help us make bigger and better videos, consider making a small monthly contribution. I'll have the details in the description below. And thank you to all of our current patrons on Patreon. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. That, of course, is completely free and always will be. Don't forget to set up automatic pet food delivery at petflow.com/ZachGeorge. All of the info is in the description. And tell me how your dogs are when guests come over. You guys obviously have a very deep, real connection with one another. I think that's why she's doing so well. Your bond is impressive. Keep up the good work, and thank you so much for being on the show.
We had a lot of fun.
Roux and Anna were a seriously impressive team. If your dog is really reactive around loud noises like the vacuum cleaner, see my video, how to get your dog to listen to you around anything, even vacuum cleaners. If your dog is out of control, you probably need to do some fetch training. See my video on teaching your dog the perfect fetch for help with that. If your dog doesn't listen at all while distracted, it's time to teach the Leave It, Look at Me combo. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you guys next time.